Alright, let me see if I can get this on there without making myself look like a fool too bad. I'm going to try to show you a couple different ways that I've been seeing people strap. And I'm not no kind of DOT expert or anything like that, but I like a good looking strap, and I like the functions of a strap. And I'll give you the quick rundown what I got. On a load of lumber, if it's not touching the headboard, we got to have 3 straps on it, I believe. Depending on the length, that's got a lot to do with it. But on an 8-foot bundle, I believe 2 straps will do. 12 foot and above, I think we got to have 3. But I always put 3 on the front and 3 on the rear. I don't care what length they are. I've got 8s on top, I've got 3 here, I've got 8s on the rear, and I've got 3 back there. Now, a lot of people's gonna probably bitch about having a 2-inch belt on the front of here, but here's my reasoning for this. My binder track stops right here. I need to put a belt right there, there, and there to center out my belts across my load. I don't want a binder, this is what I'm calling a binder. I don't want a binder directly above his tire. And I'll demonstrate why here in a minute. So that's why I've got that belt back there. Now this is how I've started doing my loads after I figured out how to do it. Now I've actually been on YouTube trying to figure out how to do it, and there ain't really no video on how to do them like this. And it's just common sense, but I was just scratching my head like, well, how in the hell do you make this work? But that's all. You really don't even have nothing on the gear, on the binder. Of course, it's not tight, it's just hand loose right now. But you run that through there, throw it back on the top of the deck, and then you pull your pigtail back, and the belt smashes the pigtail on your rub rail. And that's another thing, everybody's gonna say put your belts behind the rub rail. I'm only going 20 miles, and I know where I'm going, and I ain't got nothing to rub on. So put your belt up against the rub rail, and it pinches that pigtail, so it's not back here just a flopping in the breeze. Here's another one, but I've got an extra belt because it's longer belt, whatever, but same thing. As long as you got your pigtail behind your belt, getting smashed into your trailer or your rub rail, it ain't gonna go nowhere. Now here is what I used to do and what a lot of people are doing. And there's nothing wrong with it other than you're not gonna get your belts as tight doing it like that as what you would like that. All they're doing is taking it, feeding it through, and then just winding it up. Here, I'll show you. All right, all you do is run your belt through. This is what everybody's doing, and I used to do until I got a hold of Larry Moon. And if Larry Moon does this, you better believe it's right. But people's just been doing it like this. Winching that in there like that. And then some people will grab a hold of the belt and they'll pull slack and try to get it tight. There's none of that when you do it like that down there. And of course I don't have any short belts, but I'll try to do it with a long one. Hang on. Alright, so just your normal thing. You feed your belt through. You're gonna roll it to you. Pull all your slack. Come on now. You don't want no twist in it there, trust me. What have I got going on here? Alright, you pull all your slack through to where your belt is like that. You take this and just run all your excess up inside here. Run all your excess up inside there like that until you got what you want as far as, this is what I'm calling your pigtail. It's the end of your strap. Pull it up to where it centers in and then crank her down. See how it pulled all that in there? Then you can lay all this nice and pretty back in here like that. And it's not gonna go nowhere. It might flop a little bit underneath your load or whatever, but it ain't gonna go nowhere. Now, this is a prime example. I need to put a strap right there or within reason of right there. And this binder needs to be sitting right here. Look at this chunk of rubber right here that's been knocked out of that tire. And what that's from is when somebody binds down right here with that binder right above that tire, this trailer's got an air rod in it. So when you go around the corner, the trailer kind of flexes a little bit. You go around a big corner or drop off in a small hole or something or hit a curb, that tire's gonna go up and it's gonna slap that gear, that ratchet, and it's gonna tear them lugs out like that. So once again, this is why I use the 2-inch belts when I'm near a tire or above a tire, because I can hook on my pockets underneath the trailer, because the trailer's never gonna hit the tire. It's designed for that. But you take one of these gears. Yeah, I can't even get that in back there. Somebody's put a bolt in there to stop that one. But if you take one of them gears, it'll sit right on top of that tire. See how close that is? That'll hit. And that's what you don't want. And you wouldn't believe how many people I see driving down the road like that. Pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing this and save yourself a lot of headache. But I just figured I'd come on and give a little demonstration on strapping, because there's really not a whole lot of common sense video on there. Everybody just wants to be a rookie and stick it through and just wind it up, and you're not getting your load tight like that. But carry on.